I'm an avid supporter of the process of Sam Hinkie, rest in peace, and where the Sixers are going and how they got there. And I'm an ardent hater of the way the Pistons are operating and heading nowhere and with no excitement. So last night I did take a little joy that Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, two of the jewels of the process, tore the Pistons limb from limb. I also delighted last night. One of the old bits between Terry and I was my hatred of Stanley Johnson and Terry's love for him. Stanley Johnson last night starts the game 17 minutes, and he takes the trillion. 0 points, 0 boards, 0 dimes, 0 steals, 0 blocks. Bro, you didn't exist. He put up a stat line of George Burns, and he's dead. So, yeah, I took some pleasure in it. But there are a couple serious things I want to open with today. I'm going to take a risk. We do so much football in the fall. And this is one spot. I think there's a couple issues coming out of that Piston game last night. One is an easy button issue. The other one isn't. So let me at least get the easy one out of the way. Nobody cares about this team. And it's brutally obvious. The crowds at that game last night and at the home opener were, pick an unflattering adjective. Now, I understand. It's a Monday night. The Sixers probably only appeal to people that actually, know basketball. But that last night, that's embarrassing. And I don't care how many tickets the Pistons gave away or whatever they tried to do. You'll never sell me there were more than 5,000 people there last night. These swaths of empty seats, entire rows unoccupied, a lower bowl. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. Might not have been the best idea to make the seat color at the new arena bright red because it's very obvious where there aren't human beings. That's the easy button issue. Now, whether or not there's going to be a honeymoon period with this arena or not, I've never really gotten into it. I've never really gotten into the whole discussion, debate. I don't care. I don't. I mean, live sporting events, unless you're an NFL football team, and even then, that's suffering a little bit, people don't go to them unless the product is absolutely fabulous. And that brings me to the non-easy button point. We're at a juncture with the Pistons where there's not a single interesting thing with this team. And in many ways, it's like a mini version of what the Tigers turned into. A lot of fans this year, they didn't like the Tigers. They didn't like the players. They were sick of it. They weren't interested. Wasn't a whole lot of reasons to invest. That's the Pistons. New arena or not. I mean, this idea that the Pistons were going to sell out in a new arena and be popular, I don't know what that was based off of other than maybe some talking points from a PR firm. There's not a single reason to watch this team. Like, Joel Embiid goes out and in 28 minutes goes 30-9 and then trash talks and drops the mic by saying Andre Drummond, defensively, he doesn't play any defense. You got a first-round pick in the starting lineup. Dude plays 17 minutes, doesn't put up a single stat. May as well not got on the floor. I mean, last night, here's the thing. You watched what tanking can result in, which is, hey, maybe the Sixers don't end up winning a title. Maybe they don't end up ever getting it done. They got Simmons and Embiid. That's a hell of a lot more exciting and a hell of a lot worth more of my money than anything the Pistons are putting out on that floor. It's truly embarrassing. I mean, name another team in the league that has as little excitement going for it as the Pistons. I'm being serious. Would you say the Charlotte Hornets would be one? Maybe. You want to say the Orlando Magic? Okay. But literally every other team out there, if you start naming, you could find a source of excitement. A young player they had just taken or a plan that they're putting into place. And even though the team might not be good, there's reason to watch. I don't think that arena is going to magically fill itself because I don't know who's paying to watch this crap. It's not a good product, not a likable team, and it's a team that has no direction. And when Stan came in here and him and I started yelling at each other about, my opinion of what Philly's doing and tanking and his opinion and what they're doing and somehow winning for valor and pride, look, this is what it looks like. I don't know what their direction is. In fact, they don't have one. They're just kind of there. You're not going anywhere. And I think, you know what? I bag on the average fan a lot, but I'm going to give them credit in this regard. I think the average fan knows damn well the Pistons are stuck in neutral. And I think people are going to voice it with their wallets. They're not going to go to this garbage. It's not a good product. It's not an exciting product. And it is not something I can sell as having a big future. I can't sell Luke Kennard as a future. I can't sell Ellenson as a future. And Andre Drummond, I don't care what he's paid, he ain't no damn good. It's the same story. See, this is the problem. These crowds for these Piston games, the problem is this is the byproduct of, let's see, to be accurate, what? Over a decade since you had something exciting here? Now, excitement can take all kinds of shapes and sizes and forms. If you're Sacramento Kings, you're garbage. But you know what? You drafted De'Aaron Fox. I've got a reason to come to the arena. I've got a reason to keep one eye open watching your games. Maybe De'Aaron Fox is John Wall 2.0. If you're the Knicks, you're garbage. But you got Porzingis. I got a reason to keep an eye open. I can't bag on anybody. And you know what? I'm not interested in, well, this is how it looked in the first quarter and how it looked in the third quarter. Here's how it looks to human beings right now. Nobody's going to Piston games. And I don't want to hear about how everybody was on the concourse. Stop it. Just stop. I know that's a convenient talking point for people with a stake in the arena, but let's all calm down. There was nobody at that game last night. Now, if the Pistons somehow get 20 games over 500, all of a sudden Andre Drummond's playing like Dwight Howard in his prime, maybe people start showing up to the arena. But I don't see it. And I think it's striking considering so many people wanted to believe there'd be a honeymoon because of the arena. There's nothing different here. And I think this is where an organization has to wake up. They really do, man. I wish the Pistons would wake up. But Gorse doesn't know what he's doing. I don't think he cares. And Stan is too prideful to tank and do it the right way.
Thank you for moving the community.
Thank you, Tom. I mean, you know what that game looked like last night? It looked like when they played a Horizon League championship at the Joe. It's just, there's nobody there. It's like a non-conference tournament with a noon start.
It looked just like the games at the Palace last year, if not worse.
I think worse.
Possibly worse. There was no real difference, and we've all believed that there'd be a huge crowd showing up at the beginning of the season for both these teams, and there's just not. And like you're saying, it's because the product just isn't good.
No, and here's the thing. Beyond the product not being good, it's not interesting. I mean, people, let me ask you a question. Give me a reason you would go to a Pistons game this year. Give me a reason. I mean, if it's, look, opening night, I was offered free tickets. What does that tell you? Opening night, new arena. Do you know how dull you got to be for people to not even bother? Go ahead, Mike.
The reason would be, Mike, simply put, and I firmly believe this, the reason people are going to Pistons games would be to see LeBron James, to see Steph Curry,
sure,
to see Russell Westbrook. And that's not good when your arena's only crowded when those marquee teams
When do we
come in.
have one of those teams coming here?
Let me pull up the schedule.
Yeah, do it now, and I want to talk to you next about it. But I'd love to hear from you, the people, on this. I'm asking you. I mean, tell me, are the Pistons the most uninteresting team in professional sports? I can't think of a single thing I'm interested in with them. And it kills me because I'm an NBA guy.